This is the root of all, our human need for love.
Trauma is really such a thing in this world. It's so denied, man.
It's
so
so
ignored.
rejected.
It's so rejected. It's so suppressed.
And then when we are being faced this part of ourselves, this shadow, we can't accept this as a part of us. We're like, I don't want to be like this. This is not me.
You cope always to feel love and to escape from pain, because you want to live. Of course you want to live. Nobody wants to experience pain. But a wise man once said, ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is expensive pain. And that just shows one side of solving the so-called problems is based on ignorance, is based on just not knowing what is really happening, not knowing the truth. You know the reality because we all have realities. Everyone is experiencing a different reality, but there's always truth. And that's the other side, like the working on yourself, the going inward, the releasing emotions, the dissecting the traumas and stuff. It's based on truth. You're always going to find out what is truly happening,
Yeah, that is so, so true. Because it doesn't even matter what happened to you physically. Like, it doesn't even matter that much who told you you're not worthy, or like what type of events happened that made you feel unworthy today, or like what events happened that created this limiting belief within your system. It's really about finding out what truly happened, because even though these things happened to you, what truly happened still those were events that were divinely orchestrated for you to learn something from them. Again, they created a fear within you, and within this fear lies the biggest opportunity to transform your life. That is truth. Like, truth is ever evolving. The truth of your soul is like your soul truly wants to expand. If you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. That's that's a thing that a lot of, also in the spiritual community, I think, and just a lot of people in general, they always want to fight fear with war, They never see fear as something so-called good or something that can help you. They never see an insecurity as something that will motivate you.
They straight up deny it. A lot of people in the spiritual community just deny the darkness.
Deny is the exact word that I was looking for. They're just living in denial and just thinking that, it's all love and light and harmony and
and
kiss.
And we're supposed to only be in the light. Like, the dream life is to never feel fear again, to never have to face these fears that are so deep lingering within us that we don't want to look at. Let's just be in complete delusion and go to the light so we will never look at them. Yo, your fears will come get you.
The thing is, I can only tell you, the light is here for us to see, and not be blinded. Because if you're blinded by the light, it's the same as living in darkness. Because if you get too close to the light, you're gonna get blind, Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. Once you're having a wonderful and powerful distance from the light, so you can also see the darkness, you can see everything, that's where you're still being yourself. You see, you know the truth. But if you're too much in the darkness, you don't see anything, you're just wandering around. And it's the same as if you're being blinded by the light, then you also don't see anything. So you can see nothing from too much light or nothing from too much darkness.
That's why I really like the metaphor of like your fears, your darkness being your shadow. Because like you said, when you're only in the light, you get blind and you don't even see your shadow because imagine you're being illuminated from all around you. But when you're in balance, you're looking at the light, but it's also it's a balanced duality where you're still in the darkness. So the light is shining on you from one side and you're seeing on the other side your shadow. That is balance. You see the light and the shadow together. And like, it's so sad that we are really lacking courage to look at the shadow because all of us know it exists. Even if it's not consciously, subconsciously, we feel something is deeply lingering within us that we don't want to look at. And that really creates like this deep disconnection to ourselves because this is a very true and valid part of ourselves that we never look at. So it's kind of like our personality is splitting. And then when we are being faced this part of ourselves, this shadow, we can't accept this as a part of us. We're like, I don't want to be like this. This is not me. This is what happens to me a lot when I get into my shadow and like embody fully my shadow. I'm rejecting myself. I'm like, I don't want to be like this. This is not me. But I'm really just rejecting the reality that my shadow is a part of me. And it wants to be seen sometimes. It wants to be expressed just as my light and my joy, just as my joyous self, my illuminated light self.
That's just wonderful to see because like this analogy or this metaphor about the light is just really how it is. If you're having the harmonial distance from light and darkness, you will use both, you know. You will use the light to see around you and you will use your darkness to go to sleep.
Yeah.
You know?
And to dream. You dream in the darkness too.
You rest in the darkness, you know, and then you get born out of the darkness again because everything gets born out of the darkness. If you look at a child coming out of the womb, it's coming out of the darkness. You never see the kid before. And the same is with...
That's so wild. They like just in the dark for so long. That must be such an amazing place, the womb. Best time of my life.
Hey, I'm getting so much downloads, man. Like the darkness is here for us to download, you know, to really...
To receive.
To
in
receive.
Darkness we receive.
Yes.
Just like dreaming.
In darkness you receive, in the light you execute, you know. And you have to be balanced. You have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's like a dance.
Yeah. You could really like adapt this to another metaphor of the light being your executing masculine energy, your creative energy, like creational energy, and the darkness being your feminine aspect, and the darkness you receive. Like in dreams, you're not imagining, you're literally just receiving messages from your subconscious. So, like you said, from the dark, when you said that we're born out of darkness, that really means everything that is being created also needs to happen like on the other side in the darkness. They coexist and they work together. They want to work together for our highest favor.
I'll give you something, people, you know. Please don't judge me. There's no such thing as good or bad, you know. No matter how uncomfortable this truth might be, there's really no such thing as good or bad, because good or bad is really based on your perceptions, on your programming, like the way you think, because people do things we see as bad and they think that it's good to revenge yourself or whatever. So if we can see above this good and bad duality and see that, every reality has their own root. Where does these things come from? Why does he behave like that? Why does she behave like that? We can understand us in a more compassionate way, still having our boundaries, still knowing like who we are, where we are, what we have to do to protect ourselves, you know. But still, we will see things differently. We will see the world differently. We will understand the world in a more passionate and compassionate way, and see that okay, he's having this insecurity, he's having this trauma, he's fighting this. Like people, trauma is really such a thing in this world. It's so denied, man. It's so ignored.
Rejected.
It's so rejected. It's so suppressed. Like people are smoking so many cigarettes every single day, and it's so normal, crazy.
I will make the statement: smoking cigarettes often stems from the root of trauma.
100%. 1000%.
Think of it. You're sucking that cigarette. Like, it seems like you want to be sucking your mommy's titty. You seem traumatized. Like, why do you gain comfort from sucking on this little nipple thingy?
Because the funny thing is, yesterday I saw some people who were smoking, and I really thought about what is it with smoking, you know? What is it with smoking? Like,
what is it with the smoke?
Not the smoke one. This is the holy smoke. This is the Palo Santo. Like,
smoke
for real.
Is mesmerizing.
When you drink alcohol, man, you feel funny, you know? You feel funny, you feel something, you're like, yo, I'm having fun, everything is so...
At least some of you guys getting something out of it.
Yeah, and also with the weed, you know, you feel high. I like smoking weed sometimes with consciousness. For example, now you just smoke it and you just be, you know, you literally higher in your consciousness, you're literally higher in your being. But it can also use it as a coping for insecurities. That's the thing. And with cigarettes, I was like, what does this cigarette give you? You know, there's this addiction to this hormone, nicotine and stuff, or I don't know if it's a hormone, but and when you realize like this connection between the nipple and the cigarette, you see that, yo, it's just another form to get some love, you know? Everything is rooted in getting love. Everything, you cope always to try to escape.
In order to find love.
To feel love and to escape from pain, you know? Because you want to live. Of course you want to live. Nobody wants to experience pain. But often you just close your borders to receive any love. You think you're getting love, but you're just closing the doors.
Them downloads are streaming for you, King Conscious. Because really no lie has been told. It's really that deep. This is the root of all. It's our human need for love. No, whatever people may say, how cool and tough they are, we are all the same in this aspect. We all require love to thrive.